Chapter 10. Building the Foundations. Morning arrived, bringing with it the promise of a new day. The first light of dawn found Akira already in the midst of his daily workout. As he moved through his exercises, his mind was busy with thoughts of the future. He realized that to navigate this new world effectively, he needed to keep his abilities hidden. Drawing too much attention could be dangerous. To achieve this, he considered adopting an alias and changing his appearance. In this world, it was common for adventurers to use aliases. The guild respected this practice, understanding that many adventurers came from troubled pasts or had enemies best left unaware of their whereabouts. Helmets or masks were often worn in public to maintain anonymity. This custom provided a shield of privacy that Akira now saw as essential. Moreover, Akira reflected on his crafting skills. While useful, they required immense mana and concentration. If he devoted himself solely to crafting, he'd end up confined to his home, a scenario he found unappealing. He wanted to balance his time between crafting and adventuring. The first pressing task was the reconstruction of the property's outer wall. However, the existing dilapidated wall needed to be demolished first, a labor-intensive job. Inspiration struck, and he called out to Alfred. "Alfred! Alfred!" "Yes, master," Alfred responded promptly. "Can I summon goblins and give them hammers to break the wall and clean up the wreckage?" "In theory, it should work, master. However, the effectiveness of your summoning skill will determine the outcome," Alfred replied thoughtfully. Encouraged, Akira rummaged through his spatial bag, finding 4 goblin cores. He then bought some chalk, iron ore, and 3 large hammers before heading to his newly acquired property. Upon arrival, he found a flat spot on the ground and meticulously drew a magic summoning circle, placing a goblin core at its center. He poured his mana into the circle, watching as it began to glow. Stepping back, he placed his hand on the dagger at his back, prepared for anything. With a burst of light, a goblin materialized within the circle. Unlike the usual skinny goblins, this one appeared muscular and robust. The goblin met Akira's gaze and, recognizing his mana signature, knelt before him. The summoning was a success. "Congratulations, master," Alfred said. Akira instructed the goblin to approach, and it obeyed with military precision, running to his side like a well-trained soldier. Impressed, Akira repeated the summoning process 3 more times, summoning a total of 4 goblins. Each one was slightly different in strength and size, depending on the amount of mana he used, but all were obedient and ready to follow his commands. He handed hammers to 3 of the goblins and ordered them to demolish the old wall. The goblins immediately set to work, their enthusiasm evident. The 4th goblin was tasked with clearing the wreckage and piling it in a designated spot. As the goblins labored, Alfred reminded Akira, "Master, you need to feed them. How do you know they're hungry?" Akira asked, curious. "Through the pact you've formed, you can sense their needs and desires. It's a connection that allows communication beyond words. And as I also share your senses, I could tell what they are thinking or feeling." "You can do it too, but you have to concentrate," Alfred explained. Recalling this information from the summoning book, Akira decided to gather food. Behind the house was a river teeming with fish. He constructed a makeshift maze in the water to trap fish, then waited. As fish swam into the maze, he quickly caught them. He also spotted and killed 2 horned rabbits using ice needles. Returning to camp with his bounty, Akira ordered 1 goblin to gather firewood. Meanwhile, he used his magic to create a rock fire pit. He skinned the rabbits, careful to remove the poison sacs in their heads, and prepared the fish by gutting them. The goblins soon returned with ample firewood. Akira started a fire, then used his magic to fashion a rock grill. He began cooking the meat, keeping a portion for himself and distributing the rest equally among the goblins. The goblins gratefully devoured the meal, their energy visibly restored. "Take turns keeping watch tonight," Akira instructed. The goblins nodded, understanding their roles. Akira retired to the bedroom on the 1st floor. Using light magic, he cleansed the bed of any germs or potential infections, then settled in for the night. The day had been long and productive, and he quickly drifted into a deep sleep. The morning sun filtered through the broken windows, waking Akira to the sound of goblins hard at work. He rose and stretched, feeling the stiffness from the previous day's exertions. Heading back to the river, he found the maze brimming with fish caught overnight. He dismantled the maze, not wanting fish to die in vain. At the campfire, Akira cleaned the fish, preparing them for breakfast. One of the goblins, whose task was to clear the wreckage, approached and offered to cook. Akira agreed and watched as the goblin mimicked his actions from the previous night with surprising accuracy. The goblin's intelligence and adaptability impressed him. They even walked upright, unlike their wild counterparts. While the goblins worked, Akira performed his usual morning workout. By the time he finished, the wall had been completely demolished. He ordered the goblins to gather the wreckage behind the house, outside where the wall used to be. Forming a line, the goblins used teamwork to complete the task quickly. Akira then used his earth magic to create a strong rock wall around the property boundaries. The new wall was sturdy and imposing, a far cry from the crumbling structure it replaced. All that remained was to install a gate and add small spikes to the top of the walls to prevent monsters from climbing over. Satisfied with their progress, Akira looked at his goblin companions with pride. Their hard work had paid off, and the first step in creating his sanctuary was complete. As he planned the next stages of renovation, he felt a renewed sense of purpose. This house was more than just a shelter. It was a testament to his resolve, and a symbol of the new life he was building in this world.